Alaikum and welcome back, and thank you for joining Shaded's Ramadan Reminders, where we're taking the beautiful lessons from Surah Yusuf alayhi salam, which takes us to number 17, which talks about the degrees of love. And one of the most natural emotions every single human being will ever experience at some point in their life or lifetime is that love and affection. Everybody wants to love and wants to be loved. Now, what starts off as an attachment develops into something deeper and has a potential to grow into something very beautiful. And some linguists even mention the link between hub and habba, the difference and the similarities between love and seed. In Arabic language, they share a close meaning. A seed, a habba, can also grow and develop into something quite wonderful, bearing delicious fruits and produce. But it is important for us to note that this love can grow and a rapid growth that can go beyond our control, which could potentially lead to an unhealthy and unbalanced obsession in our hearts. It is for this reason the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he said that your love for a thing has the ability to make you blind and deaf. SubhanAllah, when we love, we do become blind and deaf, like as if those things that we love have no error, or the people that we love have no error. But we have to stay alert, and our heart has to be alert, and we have to be conscious to know that even if we love someone, we should be conscious of that love, that when they're doing something good, we encourage it, we enjoy it. But if they are doing something wrong or forbidden, we stay away from it. It is to say a person can become quite blinded by the truth and lose their senses when they are overwhelmed with these desires and overcome by the sense of passion, which is ushq. When we love something so much, we're blinded to the fact of seeing things very clearly. Such is the case of what happened in Yusuf alayhi salam's time when the minister's wife wanted to seduce him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes her love in a negative way, one that drives her by desires and passion, not knowing right from wrong. Knowingly, she knows it's wrong to do, to betray her husband and to have this unlawful relationship. But because of her lust and her passion and her desires, she ends up pushing herself and motivated to doing something wrong. So it blinds her. So when some of the influential women of Egypt discussed what had taken place between her and Yusuf alayhi salam, they said, love for him has consumed her. They used the word shaghaf, which is used to describe her feelings for Yusuf alayhi salam in the verse, which also happens to be the same word used for pericardium. It's a layer of membrane that covers and encloses our hearts and every human being's hearts. Her feelings were so deep for Yusuf alayhi salam that it even penetrated this covering of her heart, causing her to bypass her feelings for her own husband and attempt to entice the young man right in front of her. So, knowing right from wrong, that passion of hers clouded it and didn't get her to stop doing what she was doing. She only wanted to indulge in that desire. So this feeling is also known as infatuation. When we're infatuated with something or we lust over a thing, a person becomes so attracted to the beauty of it that they see and has only a physical desire for. And that's why we find that people that open their door up to inner relationships, they open the door and they don't protect themselves from this. Now, subhanAllah, we know that when a man and a woman are alone, the third is shaitan. So it's a matter of time that shaitan will start to enhance and entice that person to be attracted to the other. Not in the means that they love this person more than they love their own spouse, or they don't think of their own spouse, but it's a matter of emotion that overrides and then takes precedence. And this is the harmful aspect. It's not that we automatically are attracted. It's not that we're automatically selecting and choosing to do this, but we have to safeguard ourselves from doing it, because it really just means that we're in only and desiring the physical aspect of it. And this type of love is not a good love. It's not a good one. Rather, it is a temporary yet overpowering feeling which can cloud our judgment and drive us towards doing something that's evil. So a person can truly become blinded by the truth, and they will lose their sense when they are overwhelmed by these desires. And if we don't control them, then we are overcome by this passionate type of love. So throughout this story, there is a different degrees of love that are mentioned that I want us to pay attention to. From the very beginning, we see a love that a father has for his son in the dialect between Yaqub alayhi salam and Yusuf alayhi salam. And then we find the love that siblings have for one another, which is transformed into envy by shaitan. That love that we naturally have for our siblings can be changed by the whispers of shaitan and the evil platform that shaitan has. He can transform that love into envy. We also find the love that a person can have for a complete stranger, as we see the minister himself when he took on and purchased Yusuf alayhi salam. He took him as a son, and he brought him to his wife, saying that we should take him in as a son, that he loved him with that type of love. Now we find this passionate love that the minister's wife had developed now for him as he got older. And these are all varying levels of love, which can be seen as good in some cases and bad in some cases. And there is no doubt that the strongest and most noble type of love that we see is found in this passage, where Yusuf alayhi salam displays his love for Allah, for his Lord. Though he had the opportunity to fall into the sin, nothing was able to stop him. He could have chosen to fall into the sin and fall into the lust of the minister's wife and indulge in this act, but he didn't. Though he had the opportunity to fall, he didn't fall, and he didn't fall for the temptation. He was steadfast, and he remained conscious of Allah, and that is true love of our Creator. When we love Allah so much that we see Him wherever we are, we listen to His commands, we stay away from His prohibitions, even if we have the platform to do it, but knowing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is seeing us, knowing exactly what we do, we tend to stay away from it and back away from it. And this act displayed His ultimate love. This is true love. SubhanAllah, sometimes when we talk about love, even when we love others, we tend to be selfish even with our love, where we love them the way we want to love them. But the reality is, true love, when we love something or someone or even our Creator, we love the way they want us to love, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to love Him by submitting to Him, by being conscious of Him, by always yearning to improving ourselves before Him, subhanAllah. And the same thing, we could take this lesson with others. If we truly love others, we love them the way they want to be loved, not necessarily just the way we want to love them. So putting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first and loving Him is what is our aim in our life. This is truly why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us. He created us to test us and to worship Him. So we have to display this love, and we have to aim our whole life in trying to prove this love to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, though it is not inherently wrong to love someone or something, fully attaching our hearts to what is temporary and infinite will only be a cause of heartbreak for us, even when it's gone. So understand that this world is temporary and everything in it is temporary, and we should never love something more than we love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because even the things that we love, whether it's our family, our parents, our siblings, our spouses, our children, our friends, weren't they gifted to us by Allah? So we love them and we appreciate them, and we love Allah and we thank Allah for bringing them in our life, but we never love the gift more than the giver. So He is the one who gives us these blessings. So we have to be sure that our ultimate degrees of love should be shown to Allah and Allah alone. Please stay tuned and follow Shaded for more life lessons from Surah Yusuf alayhi salam. Jazakumullah kull khair for your time, and I pray that you have a blessed day.